Hey everyone, thanks so much for coming by today. We are doing a double duty recipe today for Magnolia Cookbook Volume number 3. We're making the honey biscuits and the preserves. And I love Volume 1's biscuits, so I'm excited to try Volume 3 biscuits. Obviously, some honey in there, I'm all for it, and we'll make our preserves. So the first thing we need to do is make the preserves because it takes about 2 hours to chill. So let's do that first. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is cut up our strawberries and dice them up. So I'm gonna start dicing. So this recipe actually calls for strawberries and raspberries. The raspberries I got weren't looking so pretty, so we're just gonna do a strawberry preserve today. She also has the blueberry preserve in here too, but we're gonna stick with the strawberry today. Hopefully it'll be okay without the raspberries, I'm sure. All right, so our strawberries are all cut up. I'm gonna put this in our saucepan and we're gonna add in the sugar and we're gonna go right over to the stove. Uh-oh. All right. All right, so we'll combine our sugar. We'll stir it up. Oh, we can't leave a strawberry behind. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? All right. Okay. All right, I'm gonna stir this up and we'll go over to the stove. All right, so we have our strawberries and we have our sugar on the stove. I'm gonna put this on medium heat and we're gonna stir this for about 6 to 7 minutes. We're gonna bring it to a boil and then we're gonna add in some lemon juice and then we're gonna put it into a mason jar and then let it cool and refrigerate for about 2 hours. So let's get this up to speed, up to heat, and keep stirring. Okay, so this is at a boil, and we're gonna let this boil for about 10 minutes because we do want this to thicken up. Once those 10 minutes are up, we're gonna add the lemon juice and then let it go to about a simmer for about another 5 to 10 minutes. And then we'll transfer to a mason jar. Okay, so it's been boiling for the last 10 minutes. I'm gonna turn this down to low. I'm gonna add in our lemon juice. Woo! Give it a nice little stir. Smells very jammy. And I'm going to very carefully just smush it a little bit, just to get it to the consistency. I do like in my preserves, I like when there's a little bit of chunks in there. So I'm not gonna go crazy, but a little mash. She says to use the back of a wooden spoon, but why not use a potato masher? Maybe that's why. There's little pieces in the middle, but that's okay. Alrighty. Smells amazing. All right, so I'm gonna turn the heat off. We're gonna let this chill on the stove, not on the heat, for 15 minutes, and then we're gonna jar it up and then let it cool for about 2 hours. Okay, so this has been chilling in the pan for about 15 minutes. We're gonna transfer this over to a mason jar and then leave this out for about an hour, and then after that 1 hour is done, we're gonna throw it in the fridge for another hour. So let's get this in. I have my little funnel. See if this works nicely. Oh yeah. Sweet. Looks like Smuckers. Okay. Take this off. There we go. You said about 2 cups. Not quite, but I didn't use the raspberries, so maybe that's why, but that's fine. We'll check it out. All right, so I'm gonna close this up, leave it out for an hour. We'll come back, throw it in the refrigerator for another hour, and then we'll, in the meantime, be making our biscuits so that we're ready to try this all out. Okay, so it's time to make our biscuits. In order to do so, I have everything here that I need, I hope, at least. So we're gonna start off with the flour. We need some kosher salt, some baking soda. Uh-oh, doesn't want to come out. Wow, all right. Why is it stuck to the bottom? I don't know, but that's fine. I'm here for it. Okay, I don't know why that was so challenging. All right, baking powder. All right, I'm gonna stir this up. Get it all combined. Then I'm gonna move over, put this to the side for a quick second because I need to cut up a very cold stick of butter. So I'm gonna chop it up, just small pieces. Then we're gonna add that to our flour mixture, and I will be using my hands to mix it all together because we want that pea-like size of the flour and the butter mixture. Okay. So now that the butter's ready, I'm gonna add in here, and I'm gonna start combining with my hands. You can use a pastry blender. I do have one, but I hate it. So if there's any recommendations on a good pastry blender, please drop me a line, because I do not like the one I have. So until then, I'll use my hands. Alrighty, that should do it. All right, I'm gonna quickly rinse my hands off because then we're gonna add in the buttermilk and the honey and combine that and start rolling. Okay, so it's time to add in our buttermilk, our honey, and our egg yolk. All right. Now I'm going to use this wooden spoon to mix this all together. I am pumped to try this because I do love her biscuits from Volume 1, and I might be a little biased to those because they're so easy and I make them all the time. But see how this honey butter, I mean honey and butter together in a biscuit, sounds amazing. So check it out. So the other recipe for her Volume 1 biscuits, it is buttermilk, there is no honey, there's a lot of butter. I think it's 2 sticks of butter, but we actually refrigerate that for like an hour. For this, there's only refrigerating for 15 minutes. So it's really the honey and the butter and the egg yolk that is different with this recipe from her original. True buttermilk biscuits, her other recipe. Okay, so now that we have this all, it's just about doughy, so I'm gonna prepare a little space here that's floured, and then we're gonna start rolling it together to be more of a dough, and then we're gonna flatten it out and then get it ready for the refrigerator. So give me a couple seconds and we'll start rolling away. Okay, so I have my floured surface here, I have my rolling pin, I'm gonna throw this on here and roll this out to a rectangle. Actually, let me put this in the sink because I'm sure I'm gonna hit it at some point when I'm rolling. So, let's get this. All right, rolling. Not really a rectangle, but I think I can work with this. So we'll make it in a rectangle. Okay, so we'll do this. We need to bring the sides in, like a letter, she says. And then, no, it's just the sides. So I'm just gonna, this is a little sticky. So I'm gonna roll this out. Okay, so now I'm going to bring these smaller sides in, fold them up, get a little more flour on here for those little sticky spots. I'm actually going to throw a little bit more on the bottom. Now I'll roll. She says to do that twice, so this would technically be the second time. So, okay. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up in plastic wrap, and then we're gonna throw this in the fridge for 15 minutes, and then we'll come back and do some more rolling, and then round them out to bake. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes and our dough is chilled. So I'm just gonna roll this out one time to get it to be about 3/4 of an inch thick. And then I'm gonna use this little cup to start making our biscuits. Oh, it's not even, look at that. Huh, all right. You know what? I'll do what she did last time. It's this. Right? What do we think, people? Yeah, now we're talking. Okay, I think we're ready. All right. Looks good. So let's start cutting these away. Is that maybe a little too thin? 3/4 of an inch? No? Should I get the taper measure out? We'll try it. We'll go for it. Let me check. Let me get a tape measure. Hold on. Okay, so I think this is too thin for me. So this is not 3/4 of an inch. I am going to roll this out. I'm going to move this back. I'm going to pretend like this never happened. I'm going to roll it one more time. Like this. And let's get that to a little bit of a thicker consistency. I don't want to mess up these biscuits, people, you know? I am pumped. I don't want them to be thin. Might even be this size. Right? What do we think? Maybe a little bit too much there. I think this looks good, better, don't you think? Yeah. All right, I think this looks better. So now I'm gonna try this again. Yes, much better. So we're gonna place these on. So in her other book, she actually has us smush them together real close. But for this recipe, we're spacing them out on the baking sheet. So, let's see if I can get 3 across. Probably have more than 12, and that's fine. She does say this would make 14 to 16 biscuits, so looks like the thickness is about right, because we'll have about 5 maybe biscuits left. I don't think I even need the little template, so we'll just use this. I'll throw this aside. Once these are done, I'll throw these last 4 in the oven. But these go in the oven, let's see, I think for about 10 to 12 minutes. So let's do this and see what happens. Wait, hold on, I might be wrong. I'm wrong. Refrigerate the tray for 30 minutes. I lied, guys. We actually refrigerate the tray for 30 minutes, then we throw in the oven. So I'm just gonna throw these on here for now. I'll fix it when it's back out. But let's refrigerate for 30, then we'll throw them in the oven. Okay, so it's time to make our honey butter. While our biscuits are chilling in the fridge, I figured now is the perfect time to make the butter. So we have our butter here, main ingredient. Throw this in. We're gonna whisk this for a couple minutes to make it light and fluffy. Just gonna scrape the edges. See some butter piling up on the sides. So let me just get that. So I got butter on my hand, but it's okay. Okay, so it's nice and fluffy now. It's been about 2 minutes, so I'm going to slowly drizzle in our honey and some kosher salt, and then we're gonna let it run till it's nicely mixed, and then it'll be done. So, drizzle, drizzle. I'm gonna scrape the sides and get the rest of this honey in there, so no honey left behind. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna do one more pass with the spatula, and then this will be ready. All right, our butter is ready to go. So I'm gonna set this aside, leave it out so it doesn't get cold and freeze up a little bit on us when we wanna spread it on our biscuits. But between this and the preserves, I'm very excited to try the biscuits now. So. All right. Off to the side it goes. See you in a couple minutes. We'll be able to take out those biscuits from the refrigerator, throw them in the oven for 10 minutes, and then finally be able to try our honey butter, our preserves, and our biscuits. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. Let's pop these in the oven at 425 for about 10 to 12 minutes. See you in 10. Okay, so these biscuits are done. Just shy of 10 minutes. My oven's smaller. I'm gonna pop them out. Okay. Yes, look how beautiful these look. Very excited. I'm gonna get this all ready to go. Try one of them with our butter and our preserves and stuff my face with some biscuits. Let's do this. Okay, so it's time to try our biscuits. I have one ready to go. So I have half with our honey butter and the other half with our preserves. So let's try this first. Wow, that's very good. Wow, it's super good. Oh my gosh, I just broke it. Let's see. Got the one with the preserves. So amazing. Definitely be part of my routine of whenever I need a biscuit to be made. It's going to be a tough choice between volume 1 and volume 3 biscuit, but I do love the honey in here and the butter. It tastes so good and the preserves are amazing. This is definitely a repeat for me for brunch or dinners or whatever it is. This is so good and so easy to make. So please check it out. I love it. Love to know what you think. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.